Will be start in 5 seconds. Start. Words, 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 said a character in a well-known play. Full stop. So much was said, so little done. Full stop. In a way, our life is made up of words. Full stop. It is through words that we give expression to our ideas, and through words that we can keep in touch with other people. Full stop. We may write the words for others to read, or we may speak the words for others to hear. But in either case, it is through words that we have been able to pass on to others the thoughts that are in our minds. Full stop. New para. Are words quite necessary to a highly developed state of thought? Are they necessary for the development of man to a state of increased knowledge and comfort? Can we indeed think about without words? Much has been said and written on this last point, and some writers are quick to point out that we can think in pictures without the use of words. Full stop. Others believe that our thoughts are dependent upon words, that we do not think of the thing itself but of the words representing the thing. Full stop. Certainly, if we stop at any moment and ask, what was I thinking of then? Full stop. We find that we have been using words in our thoughts. The use of words is one great difference that sets man apart from other animals. Full stop. It is true that most living things seem to use sounds of some sort in their life with one another, but they do not use language as man does. Full stop. So far as we can judge from historical records, man continued in a very early state of development until he began to speak. Full stop. With the use of words, the developed more quickly, and when he learned to write down the words, his development increased at a very great rate. Full stop. The people with the written words ideas can be passed on quickly on to others, who can then use the knowledge of their own purpose. Full stop. At first, the written word could be used only by a few, as it was carefully and beautifully written by hand, and 1,000s of copies of a book can be turned out in a very short time, and the thoughts and ideas of one man can be read by millions. Full stop. This has its dangers, of course, as well as its advantages, for it may happen, and we have seen it happen, that a person with a powerful use of words can influence millions of people in the direction he desires. Full stop. For words are powerful things. People are moved to action by words. They are moved to action by the ideas expressed in words. Full stop. We know that in political life, the man who is most successful is generally the man with the power to speak well, to use words in a way that influences people to believe what he says. Full stop. We know that in business, the best salesman is the one who can overcome his customers with words, who can make them believe that what he has to sell is better than what others people have to sell. Full stop. The successful writer is not always the one who tells the best story, but the one who can best use words to express his ideas and the feelings of his characters. Full stop. New para. Nor are shorthand writers any less dependent upon words. Shorthand writers depend upon words for their very existence as shorthand writers, for without words there is no shorthand in the sense in which we understand it. Full stop. Even the old picture writing was a form of shorthand, for one picture had to express quite a long story. Full stop. The modern shorthand writer is like the successful story writer, the successful salesman, the successful man in political life. He depends for his success upon his knowledge of words and the use he makes of his knowledge. Full stop. The successful shorthand writer must understand and be able to use a very great number of words, and he must know the words used in a very wide field of subjects. Full stop. For the shorthand writer, life is indeed a matter of words, words, words. Full stop.